Royal Central Praise RCP, broadcasting from St. Kitts, is a 24-hour gospel internet station with live TV and streaming company with dial-up radio coming soon. The station is totally locally and privately owned. The aim of RCP is to promote Caribbean gospel artists, churches and business organizations, not only in St. Kitts, but across the Caribbean, with its motto being Reach, Communicate and Proclaim, which also fits into its acronym RCP. Royal Central Praise Radio and TV endeavors to build community by bringing people together with communication and production programs which are reflective of the country's local talents, which are relevant to its interests of our listeners. One mission, different areas to lead, launch, liberate and love. RCP Radio and TV, Building One Kingdom, found on www.royalcentralpraiselive.com. Those who wish to donate or give a love offering for the ministry of RCP, please click on Donate on the homepage of the website. Royal Central Praise, RCP Internet Radio, dial-up radio coming soon and television, transmitting from St. Kitts. Each one, reach one. Royal Central Praise, let there be light. Health Education and Counseling Institute HECOIN, the premier online educational institution in the Caribbean, presents Come and Relax with HECOIN this and every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica or 8:30 p.m. EST. The invigorating program will feature aspects of health, counseling including mental health and aggression in proximity relationships APR, marketing, media, music, theology, generational wealth, and any other area that is topical and relevant to you, the listening audience. Join host, health educator and health administrator, media and marketing consultant, theologian, professor of media studies, and former host of the Morning Watch and Love 101 FM Jamaica, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica, as he delves into these topics. He's president and CEO of the 33-year-old flagship training institution HECOIN. He's in the second generation of leadership of the organization. The date to remember, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica or 8:30 p.m. EST on Royal Central Praise RCP Internet Radio and TV on the following platforms: www.royalcentralpraiselive.com, Central Praise SKB YouTube, or Central Praise SKB Facebook. Come and Relax with HECOIN is sponsored by Health Education and Counseling Institute HECOIN, the premier online institution for post-secondary education from online certificate to PhD. Call or WhatsApp HECOIN at 1-876-223-7204 or visit its website at hecoinglobal.com. HECOIN, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come and relax with HECOIN. Knowledge is power. Each and every Thursday, I have made a personal commitment to come and relax with HECOIN. This program keeps me educated, entertained, and informed.
A pleasure. Um, I'm overwhelmed. And I can honestly and sincerely say, uh, look like we're having a bit of audio problem. Look like we're having a bit of audio problem right now, because I'm not hearing you clear here. Um, just give me a few seconds, and I will see if I could get it sorted out. We're having a bit of audio problem here. I'm not really hearing you. So let me see if I can. Uh, no,
Mr. Wallace, you should be hearing me fine. Can he hear you?
yeah.
Ask him if he can hear you. Ask him if he can hear you.
Hey.
Just ask him.
Professor, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you quite well, sir. And we will just break a while. Greetings to
Okay,
you.
now.
We had an issue with the microphone. Greetings to you. And we just heard from Reverend Huntley Brown with Amazing Grace with the Steel Band and Scenery. Come and Relax with HeCoin comes to you today from Man's East Meets West Indian Restaurant, Shop 16A Plaza, Main Street, Oteria, St. Anne, Jamaica. Call Latoya Brown or Hensel Wright for your restaurant booking at 1-876-601-2612 or email at info@curryhouseja.com. Excellent setting here at Mansell East Meets West Indian Restaurant for meetings, weddings, and other events. Good evening to you from Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Turks and Caicos Islands, and in other parts of the world. Good night or good morning. Welcome to Come and Relax with HeCoin, which is aired this and every Thursday at this time. I'm your host, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Jarrett, President and CEO of Health, Education, and Counseling Institute HeCoin, the sponsor for this program. Let me thank the following media houses for airing Come and Relax with HeCoin: RCP Internet Radio and TV, TDN TV on vstreams.com, TDN TV on Facebook, TDN Network 1 on YouTube, UFDV Gospel, and DCM Internet Radio and TV. Hurricane season is upon us, June 1 to November 30. Here is a tip for you along with our promo for today. Royal Central Praise RCP Internet Radio and TV in Basseterre, St. Kitts and Nevis presents a timely hurricane season preparedness tip, June 1 to November 30. Make sure that emergency cooking facilities such as coal stoves are in good working condition, as these may be necessary. This is a timely hurricane season preparedness tip for you, sponsored by HeCoin, the premier online polytechnic of the Caribbean. Visit its website at www.hecoinglobal.com. Disasters don't wait. Make your plan today. Come and Relax with HeCoin, the voice of Health, Education and Counseling Institute, the premier online international training institution, will interview a distinguished politician from the soil of Turks and Caicos Islands, TCI. He's a two-time chief minister and the only head of government to have won the two general elections back-to-back in 1999 and 2003, and became the longest-serving chief minister in TCI, January 1995 to August 2003. Join guest two-time Chief Minister in the Turks and Caicos Islands and politician par excellence, Honorable Derek Hugh Taylor, member of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, who was never silent on his Christian principles. Joint host, marketing and media specialist, educator and professor of media studies for over 30 years, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica, as he discusses, among other areas, the high and low moments of being a politician and head of government and his role as a Christian in politics at the highest level. The date to remember, Thursday, July 28, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica and 8:30 p.m. in Turks and Caicos, which is EST, on various international platforms all across the world, including the websites Facebook and YouTube, on RCP Internet Radio and TV, DCM, UFDV Gospel, and all platforms of TDN. HeCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Wow, wow, wow. The Honorable Derek Taylor, 70 years, is a Turks and Caicos Islander politician who served as Minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands from January 31, 1995 to August 15, 2004. He is a former leader of the People's Democratic Movement, PDM party. In 1988, the Honorable Taylor entered politics when he became a member of the PDM, the first political party in the Turks and Caicos Islands. In the elections of 1988, his party won by a landslide and only one of its kind in his history, and he served as the Minister of Government on the youngest Chief Minister after defeat of Taylor was elected leader of the opposition. However, in 1995, he was about to take the Turks and Caicos Islands on a journey that would defy history. Under his leadership, his party won the next 3 general elections, and he became the longest-serving chief minister in the history, making him a 3-time chief minister and not 2, as in the promo. Shortly after his victory in 2003, by-elections were held by an order of the court, and his party lost its party. Honorable Taylor served as leader of the opposition. This distinguished by the Queen during the millennia celebrations in 2000, and he received the Order of the British OBE, joining us. He serves as a peace and the notary public. Honorable Dr. Derek Hugh Taylor is a child of God and an active member of the Methodist Church, where he is a lay preacher. To date, he is a very active member in the church. Those who know and love him respect him for his honesty, integrity, and genuine goodwill. He is held in high esteem by his fellow men and by all those who have come in contact with him, regionally and internationally. Our esteemed guest today, 3-time Chief Minister and longest-serving Chief Minister in the history of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Honorable Derek Hugh Taylor, OBE. When we return, off to our boardroom with our guest par excellence. Do you want to study in a recession-proof career online? Health Education and Counseling Institute HeCoin offers international diplomas in phlebotomy technician, emergency medical technician, dental technician, and pharmacy technician, which are internationally recognized. We have intakes every other month. Visit www.hecoinglobal.com or call our WhatsApp 876-223-7204. HeCoin, your dreams can now be your reality. Timely devotion with a difference, called A Word in Time, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. Join His Excellency Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O. Jarrett from Jamaica, bringing a mix of sacred gospel music along with the spoken word. That's A Word in Time, a breath of fresh air on this station, Royal Central Praise SKB. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 a.m., repeated at 9 p.m. A Word in Time, a breath of fresh air. Come back to Come and Relax with HeCoin. Greetings, Honorable Derek Hugh Taylor, former Chief Minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands, How are you doing, Honorable Taylor? Honorable Taylor, are you there? Former Chief Minister, we were hearing you earlier.
You're just about to come through. I
Very
didn't
well.
hear what you said
How
earlier.
are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great. By the grace and mercy of the Almighty. Uh, thank Him for all that is past and trusting Him for all that's to come.
Very well. Very well, sir. Great to have you. Now I want you to tell us about who is Derek Hugh Taylor. Although you mentioned to me this morning that your correct name is Hugh Derek Taylor, but everybody knows you as Derek Hugh Taylor. Can you tell us a little about yourself?
Yes. Well, everyone know me as Derek. And hence, when it came out that it was Hugh Derek, everyone said, oh, well, no one know Hugh Derek, but we know Derek. And uh, I've had a great guide, I would say guide, being guided by the Almighty through, through my life. From a youngster growing up here in Grand Turk as a child of God, a Christian, one who can testify anywhere at any time of God's goodness. He have been great to me um, and a family that have been a part of these Turks and Caicos Islands, indeed, the Bahamas, the region, I could say the world, and more so now that we have the world at our fingertips, being able to understand my heritage and the connection uh, regionally and internationally. So within the last few years, I've been in touch with family uh, from uh, from Turks and Caicos, the Taylor's family, the Williams family, and we are connected, as I said, globally. And I have been able to engage family members near and far. I've been able to listen uh, to those who can go as far back as great grandparents, um, traveling, believe it or not, uh, Grenada, St. Kitts, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, uh, up through the Bahamas, the US and Canada, you name it, and Europe. You know, so I'm a part of as St. Paul said, I'm a citizen of no mean country, and I
Very well.
find time.
Very well, sir.
Yes, yes. So
Very well.
um, so
Tell us a little.
I've been able I've been able to find Taylor's family, believe it or not, again from throughout uh, countries that I visit, and I keep on saying it's not by coincidence. I happened to be in the Bahamas and Andrews in the Bahamas, and I saw a lady. I said she have to be a tailor. I got
Mm,
out of the bus and I approached her and I said, "Oh, hello." She said, "Hi." I said, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from Turks and Caicos." She said, "Oh, I've always dreamed about visiting Turks and Caicos." Said, "My grandmother was Olivia Taylor. Olivia Taylor was one of 12 children born to Charles James Taylor, who was my great granduncle here in Grand Turk. And the old 12 children left uh, the Turks and Caicos, left Grand Turk. So they are around the world. So,
okay.
we are in a global village.
Very well. Could you tell our listeners about your Christian journey and how you have seen God's hand on your life?
Right. Well, I'm a Methodist by denomination, as you have been said, and but also have connections with the Baptists. My grandfather was a deacon in the Baptist church, and he was referred to as John and the prophet. And but
Hmm.
my grandmother was a Methodist, so therefore a Methodist Baptist, you know, and uh, and a bit of Pentecostal. I had a uncle Bishop Franklin Williams, and uh, he was referred to as also Frank the Prophet because he was the youngest son of my grandfather John and the Prophet. And through those connections and through our Methodist church that had a good upbringing, and I took part in as a youngster in the Methodist church, Sunday school, the Boy Scouts, uh, uh, various singing groups within our Methodist church, and into our Methodist Man Fellowship and Methodist Man's Morning Class, and also being an assistant leader of our one of our Methodist classes, and then I became leader of the class. So I had a good uh, upbringing within our church. And I attended many camps here in Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, uh, Jamaica, uh, Guyana. I attended the Third Caribbean Jamboree with the Boy Scouts. So, I've been able to engage, I've been able to associate myself as a true Caribbean man, and I've been able to with the Boy Scouts. We've had scouts from Canada and from the United Kingdom and Australia, so we've been able to forward together and Guyana with the Third Caribbean Jamboree. I've also I wrote a song,
Okay.
Hand in Hand We Stand Together, United We Are One, that we use in Trinidad with the Cubs and Boy Scout Jamboree. Um, and it is one of those songs that bring our young people together, that brought our young people. Hand in hand, we stand together, united, we are one. Prayer and praise goes on forever. United, we are one. So, dear Lord, hear our prayer. Bless and guide youth gathered here. Keep us safe with love and grace, for we're united. And it was bringing our young people together. And we had lasting friendship.
Mhm.
We're able to, uh, as pen pals, not only as pen pals, but understanding that we are children of this universe, and that no less than the stars and the skies, we have a right to be here. And as the universe unfolds, we connect.
Okay, good. Now,
So,
you have, I want you to tell us about your one and only wife and children. You are always boasting about that, who you proudly talk about, and the role they played before, during, and after being three-time head of government and the longest serving chief minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands. Could you tell us about your family and the role they played?
well, for the last 42 years, I've been married to uh, my dear partner, my uh, one who have been also like the winds beneath my wings, and we she originally was from the Baptist Church, Baptist faith, but of course she came over to Methodist with us, with me, and she a choir member. She is also a fully accredited local preacher in the Methodist Church, and she also served on the special needs program of the Caribbean. She was one of the members um, who had an opportunity to deal with the challenges with special needs people. Uh, she traveled far and wide, Guyana, Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, representing Turks and Caicos, but also representing the Caribbean. And she was also uh, with uh, one of the president's wives. She happened to serve on that committee representing the Turks and Caicos Islands, and that's we have three children. My son Edwin, he is the eldest, and two daughters. Uh, and I always smile when we get really talking because they said that during the time I served as chief minister, I always say the people, the people, the people. I now said the children, my children, my children. And it would also go down in history that I never had a bodyguard. I was the only chief minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands who never had security around my house. No watchman. I walk anywhere I wanted to go. I visit uh, the geriatric ward of the hospital, and I always smile there because anytime I go there, they are, where's your bodyguard? And I point to the sky. I say, he's there. He's watching. He's keeping check with me. So my children, uh, when they became adults, they then say, "Well, I understand, Daddy, what you were doing, and we can appreciate now your commitment to your people, your commitment in terms of service." So my grandchildren, I now have an opportunity to interact with my grandchildren. My children said, "But you never took us fishing. You never took us uh, to get a swim." I said, "But you're doing this with our grandchildren." I said, "There's a
My
time and a
children.
season for everything." And the wise King Solomon stated that in Ecclesiastes. So therefore, this is the season for the grandchildren. And uh, they can appreciate, my children can appreciate the grandchildren visiting and going fishing with me and also going swimming with me.
Very well. When we return, we will continue to delve into the life of three-time and longest-serving Chief Minister of the TCI. This is truly a legacy for all of the world to hear. We need to sit at his feet to know real politics. Indeed, a pleasure to have this distinguished politician on our show. Soon come back. Do you want to study in a recession-proof career online? Health Education and Counseling Institute HECOIN offers International Diploma in Patient Care Technician PCT, which is a combination of nursing assistant, phlebotomy, and electrocardiogram through the American Medical Certification Association AMCA, which is internationally accredited. Visit www.hecoinglobal.com or call our WhatsApp 876-223-7204. HECOIN, your dreams can now be your reality.
Hi, my name is Melissa French, and I'm currently a student at HECOIN Health Education and Counseling Institute, Mount Nebo campus in Jamaica. I'm currently studying in Geriatric Nursing International Diploma Level 2 program, and I've had a wonderful experience so far in the program. Classes have been online, which is easy for me as a mom and a working professional at the moment. I must say thank you so much for Professor Jarrett and Nurse Ellis for accommodating me in this program. I was a late comer to the program and I've been thoroughly enjoying it so far. Learning about the different topics, the human anatomy and physiology, even though I had some basic knowledge, it was eye-opening for me what it took for us to be trained as healthcare professionals. And this opportunity is a wonderful one for anybody who's looking to change a career and find something that will assist them in the future. So thank you so much to HECOIN and Professor Jarrett and Nurse Ellis for this wonderful program.
She graduated from HECOIN with distinction in practical and distinction in theory. Yeah, welcome back. We have in our boardroom, come and relax with HECOIN, three-time and longest-serving Chief Minister in the Turks and Caicos Islands, Honorable Derek Hugh Taylor, OBE. Welcome back. Now, Minister, Chief Minister, former Chief Minister, what sparked your interest in politics and who introduced you and made the way more meaningful for you?
A bit of audio.
Chief Minister, are you there? Former Chief Minister. Right.
I didn't get
what
that.
sparked your interest in politics? Yes,
Oh,
what sparked your
okay.
interest in politics
Yes,
and who introduced you and made the way more meaningful for you?
Okay. Well, I served in the 1960 1970, um, after the secondary school, I applied and landed a job in government in the civil service, the Treasury and Customs, and basically having been introduced to government from that level, budgeting, your revenue and expenditure, and interacting with what happened within our community, and understanding that we were at that time overseas territory, but at that time a dependent territory. Uh, it sparked that interest in terms of understanding where we were as a British dependent territory, and also understanding um, that up to until 1962, we were a dependency of Jamaica. And one of my cousins, who became the first chief minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands, His Excellency, the Honorable James Alexander George Smith McCartney, and our only hero, who, as I said, was my first cousin. His mother was my father's elder sister. And we actually grew up as one family. And he would basically challenge the system in terms of opportunities, educational opportunity, in terms of jobs opportunity. So he played that part and introducing me basically to politics here in the Turks and Caicos Islands and in Jamaica. He attended Happy Grove uh, 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 College in Jamaica. And also at that time, my elder brother, Edwin Benjamin Taylor, attended St. George's College, and my elder sister attended Alpha Academy. So basically, they were able to witness Jamaica transition from a colony to an independent country in the region. And they felt that Turks and Caicos should be on the move someday to be independent. So McCartney came back to Turks and Caicos, and that was his mission. He went to the Bahamas, he came back, and eventually entered politics, and he became the first chief minister of the Turks and Caicos in 1976. You know, and he would engage me, and I would engage him. There were issues uh, in terms of our service, the civil service. He would definitely uh, find out from me what my take would be on certain issues, especially, as I said, working condition, salaries, and allowances. And being an archipelago were being quite a challenge because the duplication here in the Turks and Caicos Islands are being they are unbelievable. Uh, so I committed myself that I would, through the grace and mercy of the Almighty, that I would put my best step forward in service to my country and my people.
Very well. When you became chief minister, uh, whether for the first, second, or third time, when you served in that position, what ministries have you been minister of?
Right. Well, prior to becoming chief minister uh, in 1988, I was elected for the first time. Having served from 1970 to 88, that's 18 years within the civil service, uh, with also being president of the Civil Service Association for 2 years and vice president for 7 years. In 1988, uh, being elected, I, the portfolio of development and commerce was given to me by the then chief minister. And I in 1991, we had a landslide victory in 1988, 11-2, and
Mm,
Of course, with such a majority, it always presented a challenge, not only from the opposition, but also from within. so, uh, but basically, understanding the civil service and especially the understanding that we had three tiers of government here in Jackson Caicos. I should say three policy. You have the British government with its policy, you have the elected government with its policy, and you had the challenge within the civil service. So, being a Minister of Development and Commerce and knowing the senior civil servants, I was able to basically assist and moving forward with our first uh, statutory body, which was TCMS, a Tucson Caicos Investment Agency, and we launched out there. And in 1991, the then Chief Minister called snap election, and we lost the government. But the story about that uh, is also, should I use the word baffling, because we had a multi-member constituency, and and during the election night, the lights went off in one of our major constituency, and our candidates that were in front at that time, by the time the lights came back on, they uh, they were behind,
Mhm.
and we then, as I said, we lost that election, and uh, then Chief Minister and leader of the People's Democratic Movement stepped down, and I was asked to to be to offer myself as leader for the party. And I pointed out at that time, as I pointed out from my first uh, step on the platform to face the general public, that I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't buy a rum, I don't buy cigarettes. My job is to see that opportunities are there for my people, and their job is to embrace those opportunities. And I said that anyone you see throwing money around, that's your birthright and your children birthright going down the drain. So what you see here is what you get.
Mhm.
So uh, the hierarchy of the party said, well, look here, well, we need you to step up to the plate and we would support you. So I was elected leader of the People's Democratic Movement in 1991. So from 91 to 95, I served as leader of the opposition. And of course, in 1995, I uh, became chief minister. The challenge at that time, as I stated, because the senior civil servants knew me and I
Mhm.
knew them, I knew which buttons to push. So therefore, we were able to move forward.
Mhm.
Uh, I must also say that at that time we have gone through a public sector reform, they call it, but it
Mhm.
was really a redundancy exercise.
Mhm.
And I pointed out that if you were looking at the New Zealand model of public sector reform, it should have been about uh, training, redeployment, and interaction with the private sector. That with those areas that were made redundant, that your interaction with the private sector, uh, those civil servants who would have been made redundant would have been able to move on to the private sector with the engagement with our government and the private sector. That didn't take place. So therefore, I was able to uh, look, take a serious look at civil service, and basically, the first order of duty was to uh, make sure that we get productivity from the service, and but make sure that salaries and allowances and working conditions were at the forefront.
Mhm.
And I was able to look at a 15% across the board increase in salaries for a civil servant. We were
Okay.
also able to, those civil servants that were made redundant, you were also able to offer them new opportunities. Uh, and a number of the civil servants, uh, because they were young, they were able to re-enter the civil service and make a difference. We then move on to being Minister of Development and Commerce and Minister of Finance. I was able to engage the private sector, was able to promote the Turks and Caicos Islands. I also serve on the Board of Governors of the Caribbean Development Bank. And in fact, on 3 occasions, I served on the Board of Governors, and we were able to engage and look at funding from the development uh, bank in terms of TC Invest, and we were able to offer loans for student loans and loan for infrastructure for the Turks and Caicos Island, and we move forward to looking at tourism, taking a serious look at tourism. We were watching territory, and we were able to learn from the mistakes of our brothers and sisters in the region. So therefore, the era of promoting Turks and Caicos, uh, we step up to the plate. And the Miami conference on the Caribbean and Americas, we were able to promote Turks and Caicos. We were able to carry a road show throughout Canada and look at our financial services. And Sir Neville Nichols from the Caribbean Development Bank said that indeed Turks and Caicos became the star of the region, the one to watch. And so that all happened under my leadership. But I also understood that no man is an island to himself. So therefore, it was basically communication, engaging, and dialogue throughout regionally and internationally, but more so at home to get our people to understand what governance is all about, a good governance. I pointed out that honesty and integrity,
Thank you,
responsibility, and
sir. And on for the second segment.
yes,
Well, we have to take a break. Very good note to end on. When we return, we'll look at how this illustrious Christian politician was able to uphold Christian values while in politics. Hold your seats, grab a bottle of glass water. We'll return right after this. Royal Central Praise RCP Internet Radio and TV in St. Kitts invites you to listen to Caribbean News Brief CNB on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Join Caribbean veteran in news production and news presentation for over 30 years, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica, for reliable and comprehensive news in the Caribbean. CNB on RCP every Tuesday and Friday at 10 in the morning. RCP, the breath of fresh air. Staying with us in this last segment of Come and Relax with HeCoin here at Mansell East Meets West Indian Restaurant in Oterias, Jamaica. We have with us former three-time Chief Minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Honorable Derek Hugh Taylor, OBE. Now, as we go into this last segment, former Chief Minister, some persons do not think that Christians should enter representational politics. What's your view on this, Honorable Mr. Taylor?
Well, I've always pointed out that politics is the science of people, and once we are a part of the, I call it the global village that we're in there, we we cannot basically move away from representative politics. In fact, it's an area that if you point out, it is as a Christian and you want to be Christ-like, you basically have to step up to the plate to represent the people, to make sure, as I stated earlier, that honesty and integrity, being responsible and accountable um, to the people. Because when you're elected as a trustee of the people. We have had so many challenges that uh, politics have been seen as a dirty game, so to speak. But it's not so. from my standpoint. If you, uh, as a Christian, and you understand that as far back as when David was uh, anointed by Samuel, he was a politician. And he was a politician that God put in place since Israel wanted a king. And so I am saying that if we can go back to the Bible days, there you would know that there have always been, from a representative standpoint, uh, Christian and politics, you know. And as being said, politics is indeed the science of people, the interacting with people, making sure that that there is always a level playing field, that opportunities are there for your people there. And it's not just playing politics with people, playing with the minds of the
Hmm.
people. And it's
Hmm.
not about enriching oneself, but making sure that accountability more than ever before. I've seen it here in Turks and Caicos and throughout the region that there are politicians who basically look at what they're going to get out of it rather than what they're going to do in terms of serving our people. You know, so I would say to those who are young people, we have a golden opportunity now. We have seen what happened globally with politicians who basically try to enrich themselves at the expense of the people.
Hmm.
And we
Thank you,
have
sir.
and we have seen we have seen those who stood up for what is honest, what is just, and therefore I would say to a young man and young ladies that you must be able to stand up for what is right and what is just. I've had the golden opportunity of sitting down with a number of our young people, um, and who really do not, even from an academic standpoint, they are equipped. But the issue of understanding, uh, being a part of this global village and being able to serve our people have been a challenge because they understand within the last few years, Turks and Caicos haven't gone through two commissions of inquiry, and basically we, we we are now in third term after a commission of inquiry. Uh, I am saying, and we have an integrity commission in place. I am saying that if you're going to serve, serve with integrity. Be honest with your people, you know, and we can't lose. As a region, we depend on one another, and therefore we can learn from one another.
All right, Chief Minister, we just have a minute left or two. I want you to think of a rewarding time that you have had as Chief Minister, when you were Chief Minister, and one that was not so comfortable. Can you just remember it and just bring it to us, to our attention, just for a minute?
Well, I've pointed out that we have moved our country through the grace and mercy of God from disgrace to amazing grace. And I, I thank God that He allowed me to be a part of of this journey for our people of the Turks and Caicos Island. So I've seen our country in terms of our revenues and in terms of finances. Uh, we grew from strength to strength. I've seen development under my watch took place to to the extent that where Turks and Caicos Island is now, uh, and major uh, position uh, from the civil service
We
standpoint.
seem to be having connectivity issues. It seems both in Jamaica and Turks and Caicos. Former Chief Minister, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you a bit now. You
Okay.
just, so so we are basically um, uh, it gives my heart joy to see that Turks and Caicos Islanders are now taking their rightful place. However,
Okay. Thank you,
the,
sir. Thank you, sir. We will have to break shortly, and I want to get this question in. Your favorite Bible scripture, and what does it mean to you? We are wrapping up now. Your favorite Bible scripture.
I'm indeed delighted to have been given this opportunity. And I've been saying to a number of our people who have been asking me, say, are you going to offer yourself again? I say, only the Almighty know that. And I have committed myself to serve, and and 10 every step along the way, and regardless of what area within these Turks and Caicos Islands, but not only in these Turks and Caicos Islands, and the region, and anywhere that I can lend assistance, that I can speak about how God have helped me on this journey, that I can speak about how God put me at the right place at the right time for the right reason, and and the goodness of God in my life, and in my family life. One thing that I've not mentioned, God allowed me to spend 10 years with my mom at the sunset of her days. From She passed away at age 95, and I thought it was a blessing to serve her. And I also regarded myself as my mother's comfort and my father's gift. My father born on the 4th of October, I born on the 1st of October. And I came right after a brother before me passed away. So therefore, I regard myself as a comfort to my mother, but also, as I say, as a servant of God and a servant of the people of these Turks and Caicos Islands. And
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for allowing me.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome, sir. Honorable Derek Hugh Taylor, let me thank you, sir, for an invigorating discussion into your life as a distinguished head of government and Christian, both providing a perfect blend in politics. You have provided counsel to many of us today. We pray God's blessing on your life and that of your wife as you both continue to enjoy retirement. Thank you. We love you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless your ministry, your family, and what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. For persons who wish to make a donation to come and relax with HeCoin and what's on for next week are in the queue. Stay tuned.
Come and Relax with HeCoin is a feature of Health Education and Counseling Institute HeCoin, the premier online educational institution in the Caribbean. For individuals, companies, and foundations that wish to donate or contribute to this program, which is primarily to provide solutions to the worldwide issues of the day, please call in or WhatsApp your donation. 1-876-223-7204 on Thursdays between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. EST, or during work hours Monday through Friday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST, or email president@hecoinglobal.com. HeCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go.
As a country, Jamaica has come a long way. Jamaica celebrates 60 glorious years of independence on August 6, 2022. Jamaica is a gorgeous country. The locals are great, helpful, and friendly. Jamaica, a Caribbean island nation, has a lush landscape of mountains, rainforests, and reef-lined beaches. Jamaica is famed with the birthplace of reggae music, and its capital, Kingston, is home to Bob Marley Museum, dedicated to the famous singer. With a population of close to 3 million, we are regarded as the trendsetters in the Caribbean and even the world. Come and relax with HeCoin, the discussion segment of Health Education and Counseling Institute, the premier online training institution in the world, will focus on this beautiful island of ours, Jamaica, the place to be. Join host, media and marketing specialist and professor of media studies for over 30 years, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O. Jarrett from Jamaica, as he guides a discussion with the experts on where Jamaica has come from as a nation and where it hopes to be based on the 2030 vision and beyond. The date to remember, Thursday, August 4, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica or 8:30 p.m. EST on various international platforms all across the world, including the websites, Facebook and YouTube, on RCP Internet Radio and TV, DCM, UFDV Gospel, and all platforms of TDN. HeCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Wow, 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 wow.
Anthem as we prepare for next week, being celebrated as Emancipendence celebrations. Emancipation Day being August 1 and Independence Day August 6, both public holidays in Jamaica. I urge all Jamaicans to dress up in your Jamaican colors for next week's program. I remind you of the colors black, green, and gold. Come and relax with HeCoin. Came to you today from Mansa East meets West Indian Restaurant. Shop 16 April Street, Rotorua, St. Anne, Jamaica. Call Latoya Brown or Henson Wright for the restaurant bookings at 1-876-601-2612. Let me thank the following stations on the platform for making this program available to you. RCP Internet Radio and TV, TDN TV on vstreams.com, TDN TV on Facebook, TDN Network 1 on YouTube, UFDV Gospel, DCM Radio and TV on all its platforms. A thought for you this week. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60 verse 22. Join us this and every Thursday at this time for Come and Relax with HeCoin, sponsored by HeCoin. I'm Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin Jarrett from Jamaica, President CEO of this 33-year-old flagship institution in Jamaica, the Caribbean and beyond, Health, Education and Counseling Institute, HeCoin. Please now receive the benediction. The blessing of the Lord, God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, rest to remain and abide with us all, now and forevermore. Amen. Walk with my friend.